Retirement marks a significant transition from one phase of life to the next. And while many people are focusing on what they're retiring from, their work, their schedule, their responsibilities, an equally important thing to consider is what you're retiring to. Right? That we can't always just be running from something, that we must also be running to something better. And so today we want to talk about retirement and that transition, and what are we retiring from and what are we retiring to. And retirement is often regarded, right, as this significant milestone, right, where we're escaping to retirement. We're going through, getting rid of work and all these things, and we are eagerly anticipating everything that is to come. And it marks the end of a long and hopefully fulfilling career, but also symbolizes this commencement of this new chapter. And so to truly appreciate this transition, I think it is important just to quickly note, what might we be retiring from? And the most obvious one, right, of course, is work and careers. That for most people, they've worked the 9 to 5, Monday through Friday, or maybe some other schedule for decades of their life. And so with no more deadlines, no more office meetings, no more workplace responsibilities, it's a time to bid farewell to all those professional duties and responsibilities, and even that identity that you cultivated over the years and decades, and embrace this new sense of freedom. So most of us are, again, we are retiring from our work and our careers. But we're also retiring from structured schedules, right? We no more waking up early and trying to beat the morning rush, no more adhering to strict timelines and rushing from one appointment to the next and sitting in meeting after meeting after meeting. And retirement offers this luxury of time and freedom to decide how we spend our life. And so we're retiring from largely structured schedules. Retiring from work-related stress, right? One of the most liberating aspects of retiring is leaving behind all that work-related stress. The constant pressure to meet targets and deadlines and demands of the job can take a toll on anyone, including their mental and their physical health. And so retirement provides this opportunity to escape all that and to enjoy a more relaxed pace of life. Retiring from commutes and daily commotion. Right? Many of us commute a long ways to work, or even a short way. And either way, whether it's by car, train, bus, anything else, this is something that I think all of us are happy to leave behind when we retire, is no longer having to commute and spending hours and hours of our week in traffic is one of the best things I would think about retiring. We're also retiring from our responsibility for others, right? Whether you are in a management role or just even in a peer role where you still have some kind of responsibility for the work of others as you work together as a team, you can finally put that pressure aside from meeting those expectations, from being responsible for other people's work, and just focused on your own life. And so you're free from the constant constraints of professional performance evaluations and what your boss and peers think of you, and that's just gone, right? And speaking of which, then you're also retiring from the performance pressure, right? That you can often, we need to meet these goals, these deadlines, and you're always pushing the envelope, always trying to do more sales, more service, more support, whatever you're in, there's always this constant pressure to grow and to be better, and you get to put all that behind. You're also retiring from routine expenses, right? That we often have these, a lot of their income can go to work-related costs, whether it's commuting or lunches or professional attire or all these things. And we can just leave all that behind then when we are no longer working. And so retirement signifies more than just the end of a career, right? It's a departure from all these various aspects of life, from the pressure and the schedules and from the deadlines and all these things. And we get to relax and say goodbye, to retire from all of those issues. But if retiring from is escaping to retirement, then retiring to is refocusing retirement. Okay, now what are we focusing our lives on? And again, traditionally, retirement is often associated with this well-deserved rest from a lifetime of work. However, we're really more moving towards this redefining of meaning in retirement, right? Where it's no longer solely about relaxation, but also about seeking purpose and engagement and personal growth in this next phase of life. We're often fond of saying around here, right? Retirement, the day you retire is not the finish line. It's mile marker 13.1 in a marathon. And there are still plenty of life left to live. And so how can we not just retire from all those things, but what can we be retiring to? Right? So the first thing might be to identify your passions, right? To say, hey, what am I actually passionate about? What are my interests? For too many of us, we've given up a lot of our passions, our hobbies, our interests in pursuit of work, and work becomes this all-consuming, and careers just consume everything we do. So what are we actually into as a person when work is no longer there to dominate our lives? Are we into art or music or travel or community involvement? And whatever it is, retirement gives you the freedom to really explore these passions. And secondly, then we can set some goals. And goals are not just for people who are working and not just for work. We can set retirement goals to give you direction and motivation, right? And these can be related to your personal growth, your relationships, your health, and really any aspect of life that matters to you. Having something to work towards, right? And maybe the deadlines aren't going to be as strict, the pressure is not going to be as hard without somebody else, but without having any kind of purpose, any kind of direction, retirement can quickly become drab, dull, or even depressing. So having goals, having personal growth, having things that you're still working towards is a key component of a great retirement. Third, I think really retirement is a great time to spend building and strengthening relationships. Right? We can have much more time to invest in relationships, spending quality and quantity time with family and friends. And so we can join social clubs, get more involved in your church or in other groups, and more spending more time with the family, more time to go to them and to work around their schedules, as they are still probably working or having all these other things. But with your newfound time freedom, you can fit it in easier. And so building and strengthening relationships must be one of the sweetest and greatest parts of retiring. And retiring to spending more time with your spouse, spending more time with your grandkids, with your kids, with your friends. That's be one of the greatest components of a healthy and fulfilling retirement. It's also worth staying active and healthy, right? Maintaining good physical and mental health is really crucial for enjoying retirement to its fullest. And so incorporating some kind of regular exercise routine and a balanced diet into your retirement can help stimulate the mind and engage your life. And so I'd highly recommend, right, some kind of strength training to keep your body strong, some kind of mental training to keep your mind active. And staying active and healthy will enable you to pursue all these other passions and relationships and truly maximize your retirement. Right? So giving also may be a big component of your retirement, whether you're giving or whether you're giving back, right? Some people don't like that phrase. Some people do. Either way, right? Many people can find that giving to their communities and causes they care about just provides immense sense of fulfillment and purpose in their lives. And so instead of spending all of our time just in front of the TV or golfing, right, that we can be spending at least some of that giving to others and reaping the rewards of that in our own lives and seeing the rewards of that in their lives as well. And then again, another phase of this might be lifelong learning, right? Retirement is not the end of learning. It's opportunity for lifelong learning. And so we can explore new subjects, take more courses, maybe even go back to school if you think that that's worth the time and money. But you can constantly be learning new things and continuously challenging yourself intellectually can keep your mind sharp and engaged. I personally love reading books. I'm looking forward to reading many more than I do now. And you can find a whole list. If you have more time to read and you want to know what are some good nonfiction books to read, you can find a whole list of those books at retirementorship.com/books. And it's got most all the books that I've read on there. I'm working on getting them all on there. And you can see which ones I think are great. And then I would love to talk with you about them. And of course, one of those big components of a successful retirement, then what we're retiring to is good financial planning, right? In order to fulfill all these things, to pursue your passions and relationships and all these, you have to make sure that you're on a solid retirement plan, that you can fund all these things, that you're not worried about. We were saying, like, we don't want to be screwing ourselves over later in life by enjoying it too much now, but we also don't want to be limiting ourselves now and then end up with way more than we can possibly spend or know what to do with later in life. So having a good foundational retirement plan can help support all of these things. And lastly, it's essential to embrace change in your life, right? That retirement isn't just like, hey, we're now in retirement and now the rest of our retirement is going to be this way. That you can have phases even in retirement to grow and to learn and to spend time with people and all of these. And it's okay to have the flexibility and adaptability to enable you to make the most of this exciting phase. So retiring from and retiring to really are two sides of one coin. It's best to have both, right? To be enjoying the things that you're retiring from and to also be enjoying the things that you're retiring to. It's not just about retiring from work. It's also about retiring to a fulfilling life of good relationships and health and purpose. And that doesn't have to stop when your career stops. So hopefully this is a helpful kind of framework for retiring. If you're close to retirement or you just retired, I hope this has been helpful to you, or maybe someone else that you know who can just see this framework and know that, hey, there are a great many things to be grateful for and enjoy about both sides of retiring. We'll see you next week. Cheers. If you enjoyed that, you would love being part of our free membership community. It's called Retire Membership and it has a host of benefits all for free. For example, you can always buy my book, 3D Retirement Income, on Amazon. But if you join us at Retire Membership, we will send you either a hard copy or paperback for free, provide the ebook and the audiobook so that you can listen to it if you don't have time to read it. In addition to that, we'll also provide you with a bunch of content that you can't get anywhere else. For example, we have our quarterly Retire Mentorship magazine, which comes out quarterly and has no ads whatsoever. It's just timely content to help you stay the course. We also have workbooks for our free online workshop to help you get the most out of those, flowcharts to help you make better decisions, and a weekly email to provide timely content that you can unsubscribe from at any time. We never ask for any payment information, and we never share your information with anyone else. We just want to provide timely content and help you stay the course to retire successfully and stay successfully retired. There's no reason to wait, so join us now at retiremembership.com, where you can click in the link in the description and it'll go right there. We can't wait to see you in the community. Cheers.